It's 7:40. Let's do this. Boy, am I glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here because I would like to brainstorm with you so that we can help our neighbors when it gets really hot, or when there's a tornado coming, or maybe even a hurricane. Good evening. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television. You were watching. Did I miss it? Did I go back? I did. I went too far. I could go back. We were watching First Warning Live, sponsored by Marco's Pizza. And by the way, we're going to be talking about this extreme heat and how it can do a number on your psyche, and maybe if you start hallucinating, you got heat stroke. We can talk about those heat illnesses in a moment. But I also want to point out examples of a call to action. What does that mean? I'll talk maybe more about that. But some people, if you're in the lifeguard business, right? People go out when there's big waves, maybe rip currents, and the lifeguard says, "Come on in." And some people don't. Some people get hurt. It's that kind of thing. I just want to be very open with you because this is First Warning Live. We want to talk about how we can help our neighbors. But I'm digressing here. Temperature and heat index right now. This is the story. It is 7:41 and it's feeling like 102 in Virginia Beach. Come on. No, it doesn't. It's only 93, but it feels like 102. In Hampton, you feel like 104. That can't be. It is. It feels like 112 in Jackson. It feels like 109 in Wakefield. Is this like late August? No, it's late June. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe you feel like you're losing your mind because it's so hot, and you can burn inside an interior car very quickly. You certainly don't want to leave. You certainly don't want to leave anybody in there. Not a pet, not a cat, not a dog, not a child. And sometimes I'm just going to run to the bank. A call to action. Don't do that. Right? Seems logical, but some people do it around the country. There's usually an instance where somebody just absent-minded forgot there was a kid in the back seat. This happens. It's frightening. It's frightening. But we got to help each other. That's why I said learning your neighbor's first names can go a long way. Surface analysis, dangerous heat, we've got that. And we have some tropical activity. Oh no, does that mean we're going to get a hurricane too? No, we're not going to get a hurricane. But it is worth noting, 60% chance. This is northeast of Bermuda. It's a low pressure system. It's not well organized. And if you're curious, because it is, after all, only June 23rd, but it is worth noting that typically we see activity spike in the months of late August into September. That's based on history, that's based on tropical climatology, and you can see from the yellow line where we are right now. Speaking of right now, did you know, because I want to check in your comments, did you know you can get some pizza? We're giving away 10 free pizzas this week, plus a lot of pizza for the year. But these are the 3 special locations that are participating in the contest. And I haven't even given you this promo code yet for this week. But first, I'm going to just highlight our website. This is our website, WTKR.com/Marcos. That's where you go to register, because on Thursday of this week, we're going to announce the winner of those 10 individual pizza pies. And we're also going to give away pizza away for a year. I think that's awesome. Maybe you do too. And if you want to know what that looks like, they've got a great lunch item. They call it Pozzoli. I'm a big fan of the pepperoni and sausage with the dipping sauces. But hey, you might want a pepperoni magnifico with the old style pepperoni. That's what they're going to be giving away, a certificate and also individual pie. So gotta love that. And also, because we had a heat index of 104, we can go ahead and cross this out. Let's see, 100. We're going to put 104. I believe that's the promotion. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself tomorrow. But 104 was the heat index in Norfolk, and that means you get 1 per household, no purchase necessary. You go to marcos.com and put in the checkout, WTKR cheesy, and that's one way that you can get some free cheesy bread. Is that cool? I think that's cool, but I just want to check in with you because, let's face it, life is happening so fast, right? We've gotten so hot so quickly. If you're keeping track, last Friday it was 84. Last Saturday in Norfolk it was 88. And then yesterday was 93. Today it was 94. Today was, in fact, the hottest day of the year so far, at least in Norfolk. And some of you might have said, yep, it felt it. It felt it like in a big way. And if you're on the call, let me know, because I want to do my best to put you on the with the software, put your name up on the list. Usually I would have done this by now, but I've been multitasking so much that it takes me a little bit longer to get things going. But let me go back. Don't forget the cheesy bread, because it's free. Oh, I got a note from Marilyn Bell. Is she on here? I think, yeah. She says, brave Dollywood today at 98. Wow. Well, whether you braved Dollywood, or perhaps maybe you braved Busch Gardens, Maybe you did the big bad wolf in Busch Gardens or the wild eagle in Dollywood. You would have had a lot of easy opportunities to sweat because it was very, very hot. There's no getting around that. I want to go ahead and clear this off. Come back on camera for a second. Thank you, Marilyn, for these updates because having these comments pseudo real time is nice. I got another one from Kim Thompson Jones. Is she on here? I think she is. Let's put her on the screen. She says, I'm not liking these temps at all. Kim, I want to brainstorm with you. Get your cheesy bread. Go ahead and get that. But I want to brainstorm with you at the end of my weather presentation part of this because I need your help. I've been doing this now for 25 years now, and some things are working, but some things aren't. You can say, hey, get out of the mobile home. People don't get out of the mobile home. I got examples of that. Or hey, get out of the water, because lifeguards will say that to people who are swimming the rip currents. People sometimes they don't get out of the water, and there's a tragic ending sometimes. So these are the things that are important to me. To protect lives and property, it helps us if we know our neighbors' names. And so I know Kim here, because I met her on this line here. I'll just circle her name right here. She's got her picture and name. This is a great illustration. You, if you want to leave a comment, I'll put it on the screen as best I can, time permitting. But I also want to brainstorm with those of you that watch this on delay. So if you're not watching this live, you watch it a few minutes, hours, or days later, leave me your thoughts. I want to brainstorm with you to figure out how can we reach our community in a more concise fashion. Because remember when let me come back over here. Remember when your mom used to say, make your bed, or pick up those toys? Because she had authority, you probably did it. And if you didn't, you probably had a little small price to pay, like you had to mow the lawn or something like that. But if you take it to the next level, as adults, some people it's logical that a mobile home is not designed to withstand tornadic winds. And yet some people just stay there, even during a tornado watch, when they have time to maybe get somewhere else. And this is why I'm saying, I'm not trying to pick on mobile homes. If you're a pickleball player, oh, now you're picking on pickleball. No, I'm saying pickleball players probably don't want to play in this heat, right? It's hot. You could have heat stroke. You could have heat exhaustion. These are things that we have to think about as we go down the road this week. All right, it is now 7:47. I've got some radar pictures to show you. There's nothing to see here. We've got high pressure over Charleston, West Virginia. Another area of high pressure off the Carolina coast, but it's going to be mostly clear and muggy tonight. There is a chance that we get severe weather, not tomorrow, but on Wednesday. Say it with me, Wednesday. That's why it was newly added. It's kind of interesting because they added Hampton Roads. As of this morning, it was just North Carolina. And then they said, nope. We're going to add the Eastern Shore. We're going to add Williamsburg. We'll even add Delaware, New Jersey. Everybody on the Eastern Coast now is under level 1 for Wednesday, which means maybe this ridge is breaking down and maybe we just get just enough heat, a little spark, and kaboom, we get a little thunderstorm popping up in a neighborhood near you. That's a possibility. I got to keep moving. It is 7:48. Temperatures today hit 94. 94. Are you sure about that? It felt a lot hotter than that, Aldrich. I know. Now, I'm a note taker. Some of you know this. I got my notes here. Now, the record high, and you can clearly see, I think it's 1988, but it's a three-way tie because we hit it in 88, 99 in Norfolk. We did it in 2015 during President Obama's era, and then we did it in 2024 when Biden was in office. So we've hit 99 3 times. We didn't do it today. Now, it felt like 99. I'm going to think about this. See the heat index. It's a consumer-driven product. If you think about it, because somebody asked me when I was in Rochester, they said, it was like a quiz. They said, if the wind chill is 32, will water freeze? I said, no, because water doesn't have any feelings. Oh, I like that answer. So you have to consider these were the actual temperatures once you take off those raging high dew points. It's not a matter of what you feel or I feel, because I felt it was hot. It was smoking hot, felt like well over 100, but 94 was the actual temperature, so we didn't break any records. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. I'm just trying to keep this entertaining before I get to the nuts and bolts. I want to hear from you and how we can help each other and our neighborhoods. By the way, we hit 94. That is the hottest day of the year. I can see it right there. See that? I'm circling it right now. Ooh, yes, it's nice. Nice to see. And it was only 93 yesterday. So, think about it. We've hit 93 here, we hit 93 here, we hit 93 here, and we had a couple of Saturdays at 90. So we had now a total of six 90-degree days in June. Some would say that's too much. Some would say make it stop. I have no control over it. I'm just the messenger. Does that make any sense? I got to keep moving because I know there's more interest in what we're going to show you down the pike here. It is easy. It's as easy as 1, 2, 6. Now you're really confusing me. Okay, let's just keep it simple. We've had 1 day at 90, April 6th. We had 2 days at 90 in May, and we've now had 6 days in June. Now, by my account, that's 6, 7, 8. That's 9. That's 9. Okay, I'm with you. So as far as the heat and what it feels like, that's a whole nother ballgame. And if you're keeping score, we typically see 8 days in June. We've already had a whopping 9, so we're above average already. And it's going to be on fire in fuego as we head into the rest of the week. So just mentally prepare. Be prepared that we're going to be used to some hot weather. It's just the way things go. It's summer. Now, here's the first warning knowledge for you. A little tidbit, a little bravo. Yay, somebody might love this. My expectation is it's going to turn cooler in time for what? Independence Day. No, I like it hot like a firecracker. And I know some of you are like, you're really putting a sour turn on this summer thing, because I know what some of you are thinking. You got 10, 11 inches of snow on February 19th. You say, I deserve a hot summer. That's fine. I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I'm not even trying to put cold water on a hot day. But we are going to find likely a pullback in time for the 4th of July. That's why you come to First Warning Live. At least I think you do. But I have to get ahead down the road. Got a couple of comments that are still trickling in here. I see Doris. Doris is on here. She says, God is blessing us. Well, Doris, I appreciate you. I don't know what part of that sentence, but I'll grab it and say, hey, I agree. I love the fact that you're interacting with me. Thank you for being here. Let's see here. I got another note from Jessica Lynn. She says, only made it about 2 hours at the pool today. See, even the pool goers are having a hard time. Jessica, thank you for that comment. And by the way, Jessica, did you know you can get some free cheesy bread? Oh, I'm covering up the promo code. I don't mean to cover that up. It's there. You can see it. You know where it is. It's WTKR Cheesy. It's free. You don't have to buy anything. You could be snacking on cheesy bread while you're watching First Warning Live this week. I mean, we're going to give 104. They're going to give 104 because that was the heat index. So the first 104 who give possibly check it out, use the promo code, will get the free cheesy bread. So I think that's kind of cool. I think it's generous. You know, Marcus doesn't have to do that, but they want to. They love weather. I mean, they love weather. Now I want to show you this. This is kind of sobering, right? This is from NOAA. The statistics are from NOAA. This is my graph together, kind of threw it together. But these are the last 10 years. The fatalities, weather related, again, this is going to tie into me wanting to brainstorm with you. These are, heat's the number one killer. If there's a call to action, it's, hey, maybe drink water and wear light colored clothing. Sure. But when it gets this hot, that car interior is going to be lethal within minutes. Which is why you can't leave a kid or a dog or a cat or anything in the back. And we sometimes get so hurry, have such a rush. It's tragic when those instances occur. So you can preach the message. You can have a call to action, which is really nothing more than like what am I thinking of? Like a request. That's what it is. Let me give you a call to action, right? What is a call to action? Just a request for people to act. Time to get into your safe space, for example. Time to get into an interior room, for example. Lower level, for example. That would be a good tornado warning example. But some people don't do it, David. I know. I've been doing this 25 years. Some people don't do it. Why don't they do it? Oh, when a hurricane's worried, time to evacuate. You know what some people say? You want the truth? People say, I've been through a hurricane before. I'm not evacuating. Have you ever heard that? I say, we haven't been through this hurricane. Some people do it. Some people will. I'm convinced it's two things, right? I've showed this before. I just want you to know that we're all singing from the same voice. When I came to Norfolk for the first time, I met this man, Jim Cantori, right? He's right here. And then that's me over here. And I met the likes of a whole host of folks, local, national. Everybody, when you see Jim Cantori come to a town, people get chills because maybe a hurricane's coming. Maybe if you get Ginger Z in your town, you're like, oh, I like Ginger. She's sweet too. But the point I'm trying to make is all of us speak from one voice. We want everybody to be safe. Our mantra, our Hippocratic oath, is to protect lives and property. How do we do that? When I came, here's my badge. When I came to Norfolk, I was a presenter. See, it says presenter right there. And I believe it just says Norfolk there, right? This was for the NWA, National Weather Association. I came here and I gave a talk about it's not so much what you say, it's how it's understood. I've been talking about this for over a decade. This was 2016. Now, you say, hey, get into a safe space. Most people will, but here's where I think the rub is, right? I think maybe this is where I want to brainstorm with you. I think it's the message versus the messenger. If your mom says, hey, make up your room or make your bed or put your toys away, you're probably doing it. But if some stranger you have no idea knocks on your door, they think they're probably selling you something. You're not listening. You're like, get lost. I think it's the message versus the messenger. And so where I'm at a deficit, this is where I need your help, is that I'm new to this town. I've been here 4 months, not even 4 months have I been here. But I don't have the trust that Patrick Rocky had established for 23 years. Does that make sense? I mean, it takes a while to build that up. I think it takes a bit of a time to do that. But I want to be able to communicate with you because if heat, it's not even close. Floods, this is twice this. When people say, turn around, don't drown. We lose 238 people around the country on average the last 10 years. These numbers are from NOAA. Flood is number 2. You know what's the fast third? Rip currents, which means we need to be giving props to our lifeguards, right? The ones that are out there, maybe even the ones that aren't out there, when people going out and having problems because they don't know how to break the rip current. They don't know how to swim parallel, and they need to. But tornadoes is a 4th place. That's it. Lightning 19. So when you look at the statistics, heat, which we're dealing with now, kills more people than tornadoes. And when people are, tornadoes, we're going to go wall-to-wall coverage. We're not going to get off the air until the tornado's gone. Are we going to get off the air when the heat's gone? I don't know. But it's kills more people, right? Think logically. I want to brainstorm with you. What do you think? Do you think this has merit? How can we reach people when they don't want to leave? I think it's because I don't know your neighbors, you do. If you play pickleball, chances are you know other people that play pickleball. If you live in a mobile home, chances are you know other people that live in a mobile home, and so on. The point is we have to take care of each other. That's what I'm maintaining, and I can't do it alone. So in order to have a kind of a festive party, I know this is kind of heavy thought, but we're giving away free cheesy bread. I just think it's important that we take care of each other. Does that make sense? I'm doing my best. It is now 7:57, and I've kind of gone into the nuts and bolts of brainstorming before I finish the presentation, but that's okay because these statistics are sobering. The heat. You're talking about, light-colored clothing. Sure, drink plenty of water. Maybe you need to go to a movie theater, a grocery store, a library, some place to stay cool if you don't have central air conditioning. And of course, when tornadoes are striking, and they're not tonight, we encourage you to have the News 3 First Warning Weather app. You got to get the notifications some way. And then, of course, the NOAA Weather Radio is another way of having backup, right? It's another way to have backup so that you get the notifications, keep them flowing when the weather is changing. And sometimes around here, it changes pretty fast. I don't think too many people would argue with that. Let's go back to the maps here because I want to get through this in a reasonable time. It's now 7:58. Current temperatures, 90 in Norfolk, 87 Currituck, 91 in Franklin, 88 in Gloucester. Those are current needs, but the feels like temperatures are off the chart. Why? Have you ever wonder why? Why are they so much higher? It's because the dew points are in the 70s. The dew point numbers, which again I've talked to before, is the temperature at which water vapor condenses is the gold standard. When you get these raging high dew points, it's the weather that you wear. It's kind of like I'm going through several t-shirts today. Maybe you did too. Someone, I think Jessica said she only 2 hours at the pool. I get that. It's what happens when the dew points are so high. So right now, it feels like 104 in Chesapeake. Feels like 105 in Suffolk and 103 in Franklin. Oh my goodness, look at these dew points. They're not in the 70, they're near 80 if you're in Suffolk. It's practically 80 in Franklin, and it is 82 in Hosky. No wonder it's sticky. And these oftentimes can lead to severe weather when a front's nearby. But that may be something we see on Wednesday when the severe weather comes back. Okay, it's oppressive, yes. Is it impressive? Maybe not. But it is certainly sticky across the board, somewhere even higher than the mid-70s. And I see right now, Hatteras is 78, Myrtle Beach 75. So it's pretty consistent up and down the East Coast. New York is 73. Everybody's kind of sweltering in this, and it's making some national news. I got other comments here. Oh, I got another note to follow. I'm having a nice conversation with Kim. Kim says, I'm enjoying his weather expertise here in Hampton Roads. Well, I appreciate that, Kim. I appreciate, one, your confidence, but two, I'm not the finished product. I always like to tell that to people because it's true. There are going to be things that I would like to brainstorm with you. I have not figured out how. I could get, maybe, could get a lot of people who might be in a mobile home. Here's a great tip, right? If you're in a mobile home, or you know somebody is in a mobile home, and they're under a tornado watch, we all know they shouldn't be in a mobile home during a warning. But even in a watch, invite them over for coffee. I didn't think about that. What would that do? That would protect them. You know, you wouldn't say, hey, come on this airplane. The only seat I have for you is out on the wing. No, you wouldn't do that. Why would you be in a mobile home and you're going to get winds of 110, 135? I'm going to give you two examples. That was the case. People need to know it's not logical to stay in these. They were never designed to withstand tornadic winds. And yet some people won't do it because either they don't trust the message, or the messenger. Got that confused. They may not know me, right? Who are you? You're the new weather guy. You know, they might listen to Patrick. That's my point. They might listen to your mom. They might listen to your brother, your relative, because you know neighbors that I don't. These are important times, even during this heat wave, right? This is taxing for those who don't have central air conditioning. So I recommend the library, the movie theater, the grocery store. And go in the mornings. You can get access to some cool air. If you're working from a ceiling fan, it could be very, very hard on you, and it could be very, very hard on the elderly and the very young. So that's it in a nutshell there. Let me keep moving. Dew points are going to stay pretty high over the next couple of days. It's now 8:02, just about 70 on Wednesday, 74 on Thursday. Our current temperatures are at 90 in Virginia Beach, 93 in the nation's capital. And is this funny or strange? You tell me. Look at this. I mean, it's not like it's hot everywhere. It looks pretty cool out here. It's like a seesaw. It's a teeter-totter. It's back and forth. But if you're on east of the Mississippi, it's hot. This is where it's super hot and will continue to be hot for the rest of this week. So our neck of the woods will be hot. And I think it'll flip again. You ready for this? It's likely to flip in time for the 4th of July. So my expectation is, well, it could still be very, very warm 4th of July. I don't think it's going to be nearly as hot as what we're dealing with right now. That's just my opinion at this point, based on the data that I've been looking at today, and we'll have to wait and see if that holds up, and I'll keep you posted with each passing live stream, because I feel like what I hope to do as we look at the future temperatures, you'll notice some of the cooler air in Canada wants to come down, maybe by the time we get to Independence Day. There's July 1st. Again, not all models are going to agree with this, but there is some indications. You see this yellow? That's where the cooler weather, and there are some models that want to bring it right down in here. And if that's true, then maybe we cool down a bit. Maybe we lessen the grip of the heat. I don't want you to think just because it's so hot this week, it's like that for the rest of the summer. I don't see that. Well, it'll ebb and flow like the beach, like the tide at the oceanfront at Virginia Beach and the Outer Banks. Now, tomorrow's planner, off the chart. Set this up, right? Today was the hottest day of the year. We hit 94. Tomorrow should be 4 degrees warmer. With a heat index of 109. I mean, that's tough to look at. That's tough to take. And if you're not a fan of the heat, 85 in the morning at 8? I mean, even if you get a jump start to I got to get to the pharmacy, I got to get to the grocery store. Okay, do it, but do it maybe before 9. Because by the time noon hits, it's already 93. It's tough. And if you don't have good working air conditioning in your car, in your truck, in your vehicle, it's even harder. So, and again, some of these things can, sometimes even when it gets really hot, even your local air conditioning has a hard time keeping up. I get that. So we got to look out after each other. That's what we're supposed to do. That's how it's supposed to work. Anyway, sunset 8:28. Temperature trend, yeah, very hot. I see a northeast wind coming in on Friday, so I have us down to 90. But a normal high this time of year is in fact 88. Heat index 109, ouch. 104, ouch. 106, ouch, but maybe a little bit of a pullback on Friday. What's going to change all that, and would change it in a hurry, I think you know the answer, is if we get a storm, right? If we get a storm at a certain point, it's like watching water boil. If it just blows up, it'll drop the temperature, it'll drop the feels-like temperature in a hurry, still be sticky, but it won't be as hot. Or maybe the heat index, again, a consumer-driven parameter, because it's all about what we feel, they may not be achieved at those lofty values. Chance of rain is only 30% on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but it's not off the chart. So it's kind of like you get it, great. If you don't, you don't get it. I got a nice note from Marilyn Bell here. She's sitting here. She says, folks, David is a fantastic messenger. He saved many here in East Tennessee by going live in the middle of the night and at all times during the day. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you. You actually, I didn't know that was coming, but I will say this: I'm humbled by the comment, but I'm also kind of taken aback because that's part of my notes. Right? I have notes. There was 18 days, 2.5 weeks before I started here. 2.5 weeks. Marilyn might remember this, and anyone from East Tennessee is going to remember this. Deer Lodge. That's enough to get me a chill, right? It was a mother and a daughter. Didn't know this at the time. Mother and a daughter. Where were they? Mobile home. 2 fatalities. Mother and daughter passed away from an EF2. It was on the ground for 18 minutes. 18 minutes. I don't know if you have time to get out of any structure in 18 minutes, but that is a lot longer than the one that we had here in Woodville, Longview Estates. I'm looking at the Woodville, North Carolina. That was St. Patrick's Day. That was an EF1, 110. 13 mobile homes destroyed. 13 mobile homes destroyed. 8 injuries near Woodville in 4 minutes. It was on the ground from 3:02 a.m. to 3:06 a.m. Sometimes you don't have the warning. It happens while you're sleeping. That's the worst kind. I get it. But if you have an opportunity to have a conversation with a neighbor, say, hey, I understand you're in a mobile home. There's no shame in that. I just want to keep you safe. I want you to be safe during the next tornado watch. Have them over for coffee, even if you don't have coffee. Just wanted you out of that house, wanted you out of that structure because it's not sturdy. You're asking for trouble. Mother and daughter, Deer Lodge. This was on February 6th. That was 2.5 weeks before I started here, and she's right, Marilyn. I was live streaming, and if you think that doesn't affect us, the Patrick Rockies, the Ginger Z's, the Jim Cantoris, you're wrong. It does affect us. It affects a lifeguard. If you're on duty and you're a lifeguard, somebody happens to pass away because you start rehearsing your brain. What could I have done differently? What could I have done? How could I have? You go through all the things in your head, and so I just point this out because. We got to do better. I've tried this one way for 25 years. I want to brainstorm with you. Do we need to pull together all the pickleball people when it's hot, or all the mobile home people when it's tornadic? I don't know. I'd love to hear what you think and leave the comments. I may not be able to put them on the screen tonight, but I'll go back and I'll read them. Because I think we've got to figure this out. There's got to be a way. Maybe it's just the fact that the message, as I talked about this, it could be the difference between the message is the same. The weather community's been putting out the same message. Hey, get into an interior room. Get into a safe space. Get into a lower level without windows. That's been commonly said, but not everybody takes advantage of it. And the fact that a mother and daughter, as recently as February 6th in Deer Lodge, that's in Morgan County. It started in Fentress County. We had 2 fatalities, and closer to when I got to this job, it was spring break. It was St. Patrick's Day. It was St. Patrick's Day. We had 3 a.m. tornado. It was EF1. 13 mobile homes destroyed around Longview Estates in Woodville, near Woodville, North Carolina. So I just wanted to be honest and open with you. The call to action. We want to be able to put a call out and hope that people will take it seriously. Can you save everybody? No, but we can try. We can do our best. I mean, to tell a lifeguard you're not going to save everybody, they're not going to accept that. Why would we accept that in the weather community when we have heat deaths topping the list each and every year? That's pretty tragic, especially since people know they can go to a library, a grocery store, or buy a bucket of popcorn and watch a movie under air conditioning. I keep talking here, but so to wrap things up, here's the Eastern Shore forecast tomorrow. It's 809. 97 Bloxham, 96 Onancock, expecting a high of 95 in Exmoor. Very, very hot. Pace yourself, no doubt. 88 in Duck, high UV index up to 10. You'll burn in about 15 minutes or less. 91 in Nags Head, 92 Manio, and 88 in Hatteras. Those are the expectations for tomorrow. And if you're looking at because this is a military town, I want to just show you some colors. Think of the green, dark green. Level 1 is isolated. Anything that's yellow is scattered, and anything orange would be numerous right now. Between now and 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's mainly across the areas of Green Bay, Waterloo, and Omaha. These are the hot spots that might in fact have scattered severe storms, and also western sections of Texas could have some isolated severe storms. That's what's coming from the Storm Prediction Center. Nothing going on the East Coast. It looks okay for the next couple of hours, if not couple of days. Now Tuesday, that grows from Chicago back to the east, but as far as Casper, Wyoming, Denver, Rapid City, some scattered severe storms. Chicago, if you're traveling by airplane there, they might have some isolated storms with the heating of the day. Buffalo, Albany, and the state of Maine, but nothing going on here. We've already covered the fact that this is going to move into our neck of the woods on Wednesday. So we've got some isolated severe storms, Rapid City, Omaha, Chicago, Detroit, New York, and Virginia Beach, and down to the south, Tampa, Atlanta, Virginia Beach. So these are the hot spots. Again, we're talking about isolated severe storms sometime during the day on Wednesday. Doesn't mean everybody gets one, but I think they're fishing with a big net here so that people are aware when it's this hot, when it's this humid, expect some crazy weather to evolve in one or two locations. Let's take you through the futurecast as I wrap things up. It's 8:11. Want to show you what we're seeing in terms of the futurecast. Nothing going on tonight. You can clearly see it's void of any rain, but there will be some haze in the morning and through the afternoon. You can kind of see a very light film of cloudiness. By 5 o'clock Tuesday, pretty much quiet, maybe some false echoes to the south in North Carolina. But once we get into 2 a.m. on Wednesday, now we're starting to see some shower activity northwest toward I-95. Maybe some of that produces a quick shower, but it's really the afternoon. This is why I think they added Hampton Roads into level 1. This is noon, boom. That's 2 o'clock. It starts to fire around Elizabeth City, and I think we get one on the Hosky. Starts to turn red. What does that look like? I'll take it full screen. So around Ahoskie, 4 o'clock, some of these storms might produce some damaging wind, maybe some hail. That's the expectation. Does that make sense? So that's pretty much where things are going to be. Tuesday morning, 80 degrees. Are you kidding me? We're not going to cool much. We're not going to cool much. Some of you might get in the mid to upper 70s briefly. Highs tomorrow could easily hit triple digits in Williamsburg. Beautiful. Colonial Williamsburg. 100 degrees in Wakefield, 99 in Edenton, 98 in Elizabeth City, and 99 for Portsmouth. That is very, very tough. About 93 for Virginia Beach, 98 for Norfolk. That's what I expect. About 95, maybe toward the eastern shore. 96 for Melfa. So your Tuesday afternoon, mid to upper 90s. This will likely be the hottest day of the year so far. See how I did that? So far, because I don't know what July and August is going to bring, but this could be the hottest day of the week for tomorrow with a high around 98 degrees. That's where I expect things will be. And that will lead us to our first warning WTKR News 3 7-day forecast. We got 96 on Wednesday, 95 on Thursday, mainly afternoon for the pop-up storms. They will begin to fire up with the heating of the day. And even the weekend is still hot. While there may be a brief pullback on Friday, mainly afternoon, it's the spotty storms I see Saturday and Sunday. Hazy, hot, and humid on Monday. So if that's where you expect it to be, let me know. I got some other notes. Let's see, did she put on here? Yeah, she said, she mentioned I'm enjoying the weather. Thank you so much for that comment. Who else not liking the weather at all? And again, we had Marilyn and we had Kim. Oh, Kim had the emojis. I don't know if they come through. Yeah, she's sweating. I think she's not a fan of the melty weather here that she's got here. By the way, if I didn't mention enough, I want you to know we have 5 convenient locations. We can't do this. I can't do this not with the support, without the support of a great sponsor. And Marco's Pizza has been a big support, not only here in Hampton Roads, but working relationship for years now. They are a great pizza company, but they also have a very conscious mind for the community, and they're always out and about. Virginia Beach, 3 locations, and then 1 in Chesapeake, Greenbrier, and 1 in Norfolk. So check them out, and you can sign up so you can get free pizza for a year. We'll be giving away 10 individual pizzas this week. That would look like the one on the right. You might go to marcos.com and say, I don't want to wait till Thursday. I would go ahead and order it now. I would encourage you to grab your free cheesy bread. I mentioned to you that this is actually 104. I believe that the first 104 people who use the promo code, and that's in all the stores, the 5 stores we mentioned, there is no purchase necessary. I can't emphasize this enough. No purchase necessary. You don't have to buy anything. So if this is the call to action, I would say get your free cheesy bread and let's have a more a robust discussion about how to get people a call to action. Because I guess there's going to be times, if it's not this heat, maybe the next time we have a tornado warning or a tornado watch, where some people are going to be like, yeah, I don't know who you are. It's kind of like if someone knocks on your door Like I said, it could be your next door neighbor, and you say, yeah, could I get a cup of sugar? Could I get a cup of milk? Sure, Bob, because you're my neighbor. Or when someone comes in, they're selling encyclopedias. You're like, get lost. That's what I'm saying. It's the message versus the messenger. I don't know, but I would love to know what you think. And coming tomorrow, I'm going to give you make more of a lighthearted view of call to action. I've been thinking about this over the weekend. How can I make this somewhat entertaining? But I'm going to take the ideas you give me as we brainstorm, and we'll see if we can advance the story. We're going to advance the story tomorrow, so I encourage you to check back. But just to recap, I want to show you the cool, happy shots. They were more from the storms as of late. This is from Corey from Ocean View. How do you like that lightning bolt? I mean, that sounds like, that rain would be very cool and nice to receive at this time. Rick has an amazing lightning shot there in Portsmouth. Thank you, Rick, for sharing that with us. And last but not least, in Newport News, Sandra Snyder capturing this particular picture from Newport News. So there you have it. Well, again, just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Just wanted to have this conversation. That's what this platform is designed to do. I can't do this in a 3-minute weather format traditionally, but because we have social media and I don't have anybody in my ear telling me rap, although it's 8:16, I just want to be able to have that dialogue with you. I'm very grateful that you're here. And whether you watch it on delay, whether you watch it several days from now, it's still very meaningful to me that you wanted to get this information. And hopefully we can help each other one neighborhood at a time. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Make sure, again, remember that it doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or if it's serious, make the most of it in your neighborhood. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.